You guys for having me tonight. As Kim said, I am her cousin, but I'm not much older than her. I am Wendy Honeycutt. I am a widow. I have been a widow for 6 years and 11 months. I lost my husband, Charlie, to a stress-induced nocturnal seizure on December 11, 2007 at age 34. Am I grateful? That's the question tonight. And I hope my journey I share with you tonight gives each of you a way to look for gratitude in your own life. After his passing and everything settled down, I returned to an empty home in Boston, away from my family and my friends. I was grieving and very mad. I could not believe that after everything I had been through, God would take the most important person from my life. You see, my relationship with God as an adult has always been a little questioned. I think most of us question all the evil in the world, but I was always believed in a higher power, and I was raised in a church-going Christian home. But in Boston, I had no church family to turn to and only a few newly made friends. We had only lived there a year when he passed away, so I was there alone. It was just me and God, and I was not easy on him. There were days when I would scream at the top of my lungs in anger at God, questioning why and not understanding how God could cause me so much pain. But I could always feel that there was something there with me, guiding me and keeping me strong. I had never felt such anger and sadness in my life. It was a hurt that I think will be with my memory forever, but as the years have passed, it has changed forms. During the first few months of his passing, I was hit with every holiday possible. First Christmas, his birthday, New Year's Eve, our anniversary, and Valentine's Day. And my loving parents tried to make all of them okay for me, even sending me roses on Valentine's Day to tell me that they loved me. Sorry. They did not understand my pain, but I will always remember and be grateful for everything they did to try to ease my pain. A few months after being alone in my grief, I woke up one morning knowing I needed to find a place where I could share my pain. So I turned to the internet, looking for a grief group. And I now believe that God put the most loving group of widows in my life. I will be forever grateful to those women for simply sharing their pain and allowing me to share with them. They understood my pain and my daily struggles, and I was able to see that I was not going crazy in my grief and that I could come out the other side of grief and be okay one day. Once I moved back to Charlotte in 2008, 9 months after his passing, I discovered Facebook. Yes, it was 2008, and I was a late bloomer on there, but if I ever had a chance to meet the Creator, I would tell him Facebook saved my life. I was still grieving and very lonely and sometimes in a very dark place. And one night on Facebook, I simply posted dinner for one. Within an hour, my phone rang. It was a friend that I had known since elementary school. And she simply said to me, "We cannot have any more dinners for one. You're coming out with me." And I did. Her name is Laurel, and she took me under her wing. She was there for my crazy phone calls. She let me cry and be sad, and she introduced me to many wonderful friends that I still have in my life today. I am so grateful for all my wonderful friends who have shown up for me over the past years and still continue to be a great support system for me. Each in their own way, they have given me things to be grateful for. As the years have passed, I have started to learn to live in this new world without Charlie, determined not to let being a widow dictate my future, but to let it be a part of who I am. I started going out and enjoying life with friends. I was back to my volunteer work. Even though I still felt very unhappy, I wore a smile on my face every day. Then one night, I was having dinner with a few newly made friends. One of them suggested I attend church with them. I hesitated at first, even though I'd been looking for a church to attend. See, it was just too hard for me to attend my family church, where I had married Charlie and also had held his funeral. So I agreed to go. As I sat there that Sunday, it was as if the pastor was talking directly to me. No one else was in the room. And then I realized that all this time, since the day Charlie passed, God had never left my side. Even though I was so angry and had turned my back on him, he was still there for me. I felt so grateful to be there that Sunday. I attended that church for a year until I realized I needed something more, or maybe just something different. So I moved to a different church, and God began his work on me again. I ended up losing some friends over differences of opinions during the next year. People I had placed a lot of stock in, but I believe that people come into our lives for a reason, and while they are there, they serve a great purpose. But I was still sad for the loss. But again, God did not disappoint me. One afternoon, my phone rang. I did not know the voice on the other end of the phone. She simply said, "Hi, this is Tanya. I'm starting a life group, and I've prayed over it, and God said I should call you." You see, I'd been looking for a life group to join, and God answered my prayers. Now, 1 year and 9 months later, I have 12 beautiful ladies in my life who are God-focused and love me for who I am and all my imperfections. I can only hope that they know the gratitude I have for each of them. You know, as a society, we usually don't think about giving thanks when someone dies. Yet I have learned that being thankful and having gratitude can be one of the most healing tools we have. Being grateful for what remains after you experience a loss can be a powerful way to deal with and heal that loss, turning your attention on how your life was enriched because that person was in it. I am forever grateful to Charlie Maynor. He was a wonderful husband, a great friend, a mentor, and a teacher, and he left me with a wonderful life. I have learned now that gratitude is not some big gesture for me. It's the small ones that I've learned to pay attention to, because those are the ones that have saved my life during this darkest time. So to answer the question, am I grateful after such a loss? Yes, I am. I'm grateful to family for unconditional love. I'm grateful to friends for their support. Grateful for being able to live and find happiness. Grateful for what remains with me and the wonderful memories of a wonderful person gone too soon. I'm grateful to God, who is wonderful. He never leaves our side, is always showing us the way if we listen, and I will always now try to look for things to be grateful for in everything I do. And I leave you with this, his word, Psalms 100, verse 1 through 5. Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness. Come before him with joyful songs. Know that Lord is God. It is he who has made us, and we are his. We are his people, the sheep of his pasture. We enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. For the Lord is good, and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. Thank you.